Guys, welcome.
Guys, welcome to the show.
It's episode 99. Guys, that's our lucky number.
Dude, turn that upside down. It's episode 66.
Dude, were we ever so young?
Were we ever so young?
I don't think so, dude. That was like a year ago, except it wasn't. Well, it was technically. Guys, whatever. You don't want to hear about that. What is going on with video games is the question that you always ask yourself before you play this show.
It's very exciting, guys, because this week starts the biggest video game wank in the history of video games.
SonsFest.
What?
SonsFest?
SonsFest?
Isn't that the biggest wank?
I thought that was last week. I think it should have been last week.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Is that... Listen, we didn't go because we're too big for SonsFest.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Why would we go? Why would we go to that?
When a convention is named after you, you're obviously too big for the convention.
Yeah, obviously. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
That's why Otakon never goes to Otakon.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. I don't even think you have to say that.
Listen, we reestablish our importance and our dominance by restating why we're important and dominant.
Exactly.
That's
what we
why
do.
I had to do it.
That's what we do every time.
That's what I do every time, and it's because I demand respect by demanding it. You know?
That's very good.
Well, yeah, guys, E3 is this week, and I have not been paying attention to it.
Well, it literally just started like today.
Guys,
there has been a little bit of news, though. A little bit of exciting news.
Is it that they're re-releasing Halo 1 and 2 in HD digital packs?
That's kind of exciting. I know some people want that.
Yeah, if you guys want an HD version of Halo 1 and 2, go buy an Xbox One. Oops, sorry. Too much of a price of admission. No one's going to buy it.
No, people are going to get it. Don't even kid yourself.
I'm just kidding, but like they're showing off all these screenshots of Halo 2, and I'm like, isn't Halo 2 the one everyone didn't like? Isn't that the one?
It's part of the legacy, brah. You gotta live that Master Chief legacy.
Yeah, but I'm not completely aware of it. But does it just have 1 and 2?
No, I think it's all of them. I think from what I saw, it's all the games.
How could they even fit that on a disc, on a floppy disk?
A floppy disk.
How could they even put it on there? It wouldn't fit.
It's too big.
Because what, you can have ODST and Reach and 4?
No,
on
I think it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it's that.
That would be pretty terrific. Although, dude, I wonder if like those online communities will come back to life.
Probably. No, because because I guarantee you there are like Japanese holdouts after the end of World War II who are just wishing Halo 2 multiplayer would come back, and they're like waiting for the day where they can finally show off their SMG skills.
No, there's a lot of people,
all their friends.
A lot of people who would kill for some Tower of Power.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Which is literally the only reason anyone cares about Halo 2. We can all pretend, but it was obviously just for that. Admit it. Anyway, what else is new about it? Because I haven't done any research.
Well, I only saw really two things. Number one, I saw the Halo thing that we just briefly talked about right now, immediately.
Right. Sorry, I ruined the thunder on that.
No, it's totally fine. Dude, you can never ruin my thunder.
Does that mean that
I'll be your wingman anytime, Maverick.
I don't know if that means you're too great to be ruined or I'm not great enough to ruin you.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Very good. You nailed it.
Terrific.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I saw that. Also, very excited, guys. They also started to just gently tease, just the teensiest bit, just sticking the tip in, of the first look at Star Wars Battlefront by DICE.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Finally that crossover is happening.
It was made to be.
Yeah, right? That's what I said.
Well, that's pretty darn neat. Well, I didn't watch anything about it. What's going on?
Well, the real problem is that the video that I watched, it was all pretty much just like a bunch of what's DICE? I think it's Swedish. It's all just a bunch of Swedish people just like being like, "Oh yes, we love Star Wars so much. We got to go to the original sites and see where they recorded the original movies." And you're like,
original movies.
and you're like, this is not interesting, guys. I appreciate you being such Star Wars purists, but like, and they showed like the teensiest bit of screenshot, like some of the earliest like raw footage of the game, because it's not going to be out anytime soon. They said that in the video they said more information will come out next spring, which everyone is just waiting for more information.
I mean, if they had any sense, they'd probably put it out around the time the movies came out.
Well, yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. But and those aren't going to come out and that's not going to come out till December anyway. So still got a long wait on that.
Long way to come out.
Long wait on that, guys. But yeah, but that is very exciting because the it's just going to be Battlefield, but with Star Wars.
No, that's going to rule really hard, and I'm pretty excited for that. Do you want to know something that literally they just announced like 5 seconds ago that I just looked on Twitter and saw?
That's good. Go for it.
This is like breaking news if you listen to it the second we recorded it, which you obviously are. So recently there's been a lot of talk about a Project Beast from Software, which everyone is talking about as the project that everyone who worked on Dark Souls and Demon Souls like didn't work on Dark Souls 2 to go work on. But not a lot was known about it, but there's a lot of speculations. It's apparently been announced that this is the next big thing from FromSoft, and that it actually is made by the main dude from Dark Souls and Demon Souls. It's called Bloodborne, and I'm reading some people say that it seems like a steampunk Souls game, or possibly even a Victorian era Dark Souls.
That's pretty rad. I can get behind that.
Totally rad. There's apparently a trailer out and stuff, which I have not yet watched. It's exclusive to PS4, which makes me want to cry, though. So there's that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, that's no good. But that is
so what I'm hearing is they don't want people to buy the game.
Listen, you need exclusive
topical video game humor.
I know. You need exclusives to sell consoles. I get it. Just put it on the PC. I don't care about.
It'll probably come out for PC eventually.
Demon Souls never did.
Demon Souls? Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Demon Souls was a PlayStation exclusive. That is true.
And it certainly sold consoles for me. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Because I was like, I want to play this game. Oh, I don't have PS3 anymore? I guess I'll have to buy one again.
Again.
But that's really exciting. And I'm going to like that when it comes out in a million years.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with like a lot of things. This video game cycle, whatever you want to call it, year cycle, whatever.
I'm down with cycle.
Is that like a lot of these games are being pushed back, like a whole ton? Because Halo 5 got pushed back. Something else big got pushed back. But luckily,
the Halo HD collection comes with the Halo 5 beta, though.
That's cool.
Everyone loves that.
Luckily, though. NHL 15 right on schedule, so you guys don't have to worry about that.
Even with all those major gameplay changes,
all of them, the ones that you love, like pucks.
Now you can check people. I bet. I hear that apparently there's a lot of talk about Far Cry 4, and apparently that's like a big thing that everyone's pushing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's coming out, I think, this year, from what I saw. Or maybe that's another one that got pushed back. I think it was supposed to come out this year, and then it got super pushed back.
Let's see. Dragon Age Inquisition has an E3 trailer, which I couldn't possibly care about if I even tried to care about.
If I wanted to care about it. Now that's the problem. Is that like I still really just want to like Dragon Age, but it's just not going to happen for me.
Yeah, I never played 2. Apparently, people hated it.
Yeah, 2 was pretty abysmal, I got to be honest with you.
You said you liked it.
I liked certain parts of it. But I did like I'm not going to I liked certain parts of it, but it's not enough for me to give it a recommendation under any circumstances.
Under any circumstances.
What? It's not. I don't know what to tell you.
What if it's a person who's never seen a video game before?
It would not be a good entry, I would say. Play Mario.
A person who wants a game with the word Dragon and Age in it, but not Dragon Age Origins.
I was about to say, probably play the first one then, honestly.
Nope.
If we're being honest with ourselves,
Not even an option.
not even an option.
It's probably a game called Age of Dragons. I'm just making that up.
Yeah, I believe it.
Dude, a new Mass Effect game? I predicted that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That I actually did not see.
Working on something in the Mass Effect universe. And a new IP from BioWare. I'll get right off that one.
That I'm sure is going to be just fantastic.
Some new Call of Duty crap. Haven't played one of those.
Yeah, there's always going to be a new Call of Duty game. What? Don't even pretend.
Some new Tomb Raider game. Kids are going to love that.
Now here's the biggest problem is that they have not. It's not early enough in the news cycle yet for them to talk about Phantom Pain, because effing the Facebook, the Metal Gear Solid Facebook, every day it's like, oh, big announcements about Phantom Pain at E3. And I'm like, I want that today. But no,
apparently there was an E3 trailer.
but no, they haven't. No, they haven't made a new one yet. It's still the one from last year.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm looking at news from 20 hours ago.
I'm pretty sure it's still ones from news.
I don't know. Apparently Dead Island 2 is going to come out. I'm not going to get that.
Didn't Dead Island 2 already come out?
See, that's what I thought too, but that was Riptide, which apparently wasn't a new game.
Oh, don't you hate when they do that?
I'm not even listening to it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, here we go. Because, like, oh, it's not Dragon Age 2, it's Oh, wait, no, it was Dragon Age 2. Was it Dragon Age 2? Yeah, it totally was Dragon Age 2.
You're thinking it's not Dragon Age 3, it's Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, there you go. It's not the third one, it's Inquisition. Or, like, it's not Fallout 4, it's Fallout New Vegas. And you're like, shut up.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
Like,
all
what's
right?
even, what do you get from doing this to
Yeah,
me?
what's...
Just call it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Is that what your life needs?
Does anyone really need a new Tomb Raider game? Do people really care about this?
People really like the first one, apparently.
The first one?
Or the reboot, sorry. Not the first one. Come on.
Dude, I feel like that's all just marketing hype. I feel like that was all like people like, yes, I enjoyed Lara Croft's latest adventure. It was the best one yet.
I imagine this is how most video game reviewers talk in real life, aside from like Yahtzee. It's just like, why, yes, I enjoyed this game quite a bit. I enjoyed the way that Booker and Elizabeth rode on the sky rails.
Dude, I have something to talk about on the next segment probably, but I don't know if we ever talked about Burial at Sea 2 and how it ended and how it was totally like the most brutal thing ever. Did you mention that?
I think we talked about it a little bit. I don't think that we went into spoilers about it, but we spent a little bit of time talking about it because I talked about how much I liked it because I really did, guys.
Dude, we don't have to. We're you know what? We'll probably talk about it in the next segment because I got stuff to talk about right in that vein of total brutality. But it's just what I'm thinking about because we mentioned BioShock. For some reason, we can't go an episode without mentioning BioShock Infinite.
That's what we do.
Apparently, I don't know why I based that up, dude. Apparently, there's gameplay trailers of that game you want a lot. Guess what game you want a lot? I'll give you one guess.
Okay. I'm going to guess it's... I got nothing.
That new Civ game.
Oh, really? I was thinking that it might have been that. I actually am very excited for that.
Beyond Earth first look gameplay is at E3. It's a giant long gameplay thing.
I saw there was an interview that I saw online. I don't remember what the site was, guys. But they were talking about all the stuff with two of the developers from the game. It sounds really cool because the way that the thing I remember the most about it is the way that like the bare bones of how the civs are supposed to work is like you basically choose from 5 ideologies. Like I think there were harmony, supremacy, order, like stuff like really ambiguous like things like that. But they define like the scope of your civilization and how it goes. But now, and they were also talking about. Okay, this is actually really awesome, and I'm glad I remember this because it's really cool. They were talking about like victory conditions, and one of them is super rad. Is you build a warp gate to go back to Earth to either make peaceful contact with Earth or invade it and take it over for yourself.
That's awesome,
right? How cool is that? It's so cool.
I'm 100% down for that,
dude. I really actually want to talk about Civ 5 a lot in the next segment too. Because
I'm sorry you missed your chance.
That's a bummer. What a shame.
Unless you want to talk about it right now, because I got plenty to talk about next segment.
Dude, we could make this the world's longest Suns episode if you think about it.
I don't think anyone wants that.
Yeah, I don't either. But
we
we
wasted all this time on E3, the least important thing on Earth.
Well, it's like day one E3, so it's not even anything that interesting.
It's like there's been some more trailers.
Yeah, like who cares?
I mean, Project Beast is pretty important. People are down with that. That's gonna be rad as heck, like for real. So we told
rad as all heck.
Did you hear that they got drivers for PC that now you can use your Xbox One controller with your PC? That's exciting.
No, I hadn't heard that. Why do I care about that?
So now you can go out and buy a new controller, even though the other one works.
But I like my other one because it works.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that the Xbox One controller is great, but I just don't care about it. Dude, did we announce on
Could
the
it really
on the
be that much better than the Xbox 360
No, there's no chance
controller?
it's that much better.
Yeah.
Did we announce on the show that that the Xbox One is now going to be
Connect free? Yeah, we talked about that.
Sold. I think we talked about on the Let's Plays, but not on the actual podcast.
Oh, well, in case we didn't, we just did right now.
Yeah, guys, they're now selling Xbox Ones without the Kinect bundled because nobody likes Kinect, and they're finally getting it, and the prediction everyone made was right.
No, it's funny because what the real funny is that now I'm kind of thinking about it. Now I would think about getting one.
Yeah, because I mean, I still want a PS4 more, but
well, yeah, but I now it's a slightly less sickening prospect.
Yeah, I just don't know why they ever thought it was the thing to do. They knew it wasn't that great. There's no, I don't know,
dude. It's all about the. You talked about this when they first really released it, and we're putting the hype on it. It's like clearly somebody at Microsoft made a deal with someone who made the Kinect, and now they kind of have to stick with it, even though everyone knows it's terrible and useless.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't see, Sony still trying to pimp out the Move.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like Sony was smart enough to back away, but the and this is unsubstantiated rumors, guys. I'm not putting words in Microsoft's mouth.
You know how we talk here, guys. We just make it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's how news works. Basically, somebody at Microsoft shook hands with somebody at the Kinect factory. They're like, "Yo, we're gonna make this mandatory for that Xbox One, son." And then now they kind of have to stick with it. But now that they passed whatever cycle they have, they can kind of back away from that deal because everyone knows the Kinect is dumb and stupid.
Because everyone knows it's the dumbest thing.
It's dumb and stupid.
And nobody likes it. I'm glad about it. I would consider it if there was any good games for it, but there isn't. In news that is exciting to only you and me, apparently Titanfall is half off on Origin.
That is exciting if I had any money.
If I had any money, I would buy it too. But I don't.
But I don't.
But that is awesome, and I would consider buying it. But you know what? Let's stop fluffing around. And let's just.
But I like fluffing.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to go full hog on the next thrilling half of our show.
Guys, we'll see you next time.
Whoa, guys.
Welcome back, guys.
Guys, listen. I'm sick of not talking about what I want to talk about. Nobody cares about E3, all right?
Yeah,
nobody.
That's pretty true.
Because, listen, until we go to E3, I don't care about it. That's the new rule. That's the new rule. I'm not going to give you a world-class coverage of something that I'm not at.
I think that's fair.
Here's, you know what that makes me? A word regurgitator.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true. You don't want to be an aggregate. You want to be a creator.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I always wondered why people get so excited about other people's content, which is why it's that doesn't at all relate to us being Let's Plays channel, which plays other people's games and talks about them. But anyway, speaking of Let's Plays, we often subtly we get told a lot that we should do either a one-sitting challenge or just a Let's Play of scary games.
Yeah.
People love to tell us to do it. They're like, hey, why don't you play Amnesia? That'd be funny. Guys, I hate scary games. Hate all of them. Hate all scary games. We're never going to play Amnesia. We're never going to do it. This is never going to happen.
The scariest game that we ever played was Metro, and that got pretty scary.
No, that was real scary. And here's the deal. Here's a little thing about your boy Tom C that you might not know.
I'm all ears.
You probably know it, but everyone else probably doesn't. Guys, I don't like scary games, but I love to read about scary things.
Yeah, we definitely have talked about this on the show.
But here's where and attached to that, I love watching scary game Let's Plays. That is what I've just recently discovered about myself. Is that we will never, ever do Amnesia, but I will gladly watch people play Amnesia because it's awesome. I love watching it. And so recently, I watched a playthrough of Outlast and the DLC of that being played through.
Yeah.
And that's a game that everyone always tells us to play, and we're never going to play it. That's the end of that. We're never going to play it.
Segment over.
We're just never going to do it because it's really scary. And guys, if you don't, we're going to probably get into a little bit of spoilers about the game. So if you don't want to know any of them, don't listen to this. So just, cut it right now. Press the pause button.
Skip to this time code.
So I want you to mute the podcast on your machine. Let it play a couple hundred times so we get a lot of listens, and then unmute it. Okay, so yeah, so Outlast is a game that, here's the deal. You're some dude who's a reporter. He's going into this insane asylum to document stuff, and he decides that the best way to do this is to just invade it. So randomly break in and just live with all the patients for a couple of whatevers. Because he's an idiot.
Right.
All right?
That sounds right.
And so you're going around getting all spooked and junk because there's all these psychopath inmates who apparently running around all loose and junk. Who knows how long. By the way, that's one of my issues with the game, is that apparently everyone's just been loose for like 100 million years. But anyway, so it's a cool game in concept. I like the idea that it's an insane asylum that's like run by insane people. Because like that makes sense that like the inmates took over the insane asylum, right? That's a cool concept for a horror game, right? Right?
I agreed.
Agree one more time. It's like Beetlejuice.
Right.
Thank you. And then, here's my complaint about the game. Guys, here's where the spoilers come in. So towards the end of the series I was watching, the last episode, which was a 10-minute episode, the ending of the game is completely ridiculous and stupid, and anyone who likes it is a moron. There, I said it. Because here's the deal. The whole game, you're in this atmospheric insane asylum where people are nuts and people are in control of the asylum, whatever. And then in the last 10 minutes, you take an elevator all the way down to the bottom of the place in the super basement where it's a science lab and experiments are happening. Ooh, turns out there was an evil science man who made stuff. And so now you're trying to escape the last real big guy. Because, dude, here's the deal. In the game, you're, like, escaping from big dudes. Like, there's, like, 3 or 4, like, main bad guys to try and run away from.
Yeah.
Like, you have this weird big guy who's, like, a pig man who calls you a whore all the time. You have this one dude who is like he's like a crazy surgeon who does like amateur surgery on you. They're all insane people, but like...
You're talking about the new Borderlands game, right?
Basically.
Right.
But like that's just what it is. And these guys you can't fight in that game, so you're just always trying to run away from them. And they're reoccurring enemies for like their segment. And so the final thing...
That's like the Haunting Grounds game that we played a little bit.
Absolutely. That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you have those big enemies who you can't
You're
fight.
welcome. You're welcome.
No, great. A lot of people haven't played Haunting Grounds, though, which is a problem with that. But for us to be relating to it, that's a good thing. But here's the deal. Like, that's cool. Those are your main things. They're all people who are either insane or have been, like, abused so hard by other inmates that they turned into crazy monsters. Like, the pig guy
Naturally.
Like, the pig guy, he was clearly, like, he was given surgery or, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Modified
a lobotomy?
Maybe. He was like modified by the crazy surgeon guy, and that's why he's like a crazy monster man.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so he's like chasing you and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then you get down to the bottom level, and guess what's chasing you? A massive ghost.
How could you have a massive ghost?
Okay, so it's not really a ghost, but what it actually is so much stupider that it's like not even funny. Because here's the deal. It's basically a ghost. It goes through walls. It goes under things. It's a massive cloud of black stuff. It's a ghost. It does ghost stuff.
Right. Ghost stuff.
But how they explain it in the game, here it comes, is that it's a cloud of nanoparticles who were manipulated by science or something.
Right.
That's it, and then you run away from it. And that's the whole thing. It's so stupid. Why would they ever do that? Why would you... Dude, here's the deal. Has the video game world run out of endings? Is it impossible to make a good ending anymore?
Yes.
Like, for real. Because here's the deal. Come on now. Like, here's what you could have done. Here's what you could have done to the ending of effing that game. You could have woken up and it turns out you were a patient the whole time who was dreaming. You could
that would have been stupid. Everyone would have been mad about that.
It's better than
also,
what it
everyone
was.
would have seen that coming like a mile away.
It's better than what it was. Because here's the deal. Spoiler, super spoiler. At the end of the game, you get shot to death by incoming like military
Missiles?
men
Oh.
who are coming to like reclaim the facility, which is kind of neat, but at the same time, it's totally stupid because for the entirety of the game, you didn't realize there was this thing happening, but then at the end, it was some kind of thing. And so, like, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, at the end, if you just died in a way that was meaningful, that'd be cool, but instead you're killed by characters you've just met 10 minutes ago who you don't care about at all. Like, there's a lot of endings they could have done, and then they just picked this stupid, spacey one. I don't know if they just if they just wanted to use a new environment or something, but it's stupid. It's stupid as all heck.
It sounds pretty dumb.
Like, it is dumb, like, bleh. But, like, okay, whatever. Like, 'cause I can't even explain how stupid it is. But the DLC, which is what everyone's in love with, is called Whistleblower, right? And that just came out pretty recently.
Toot toot.
But everyone loves it. And
What's that about?
Okay, so
Tell me about it, stud.
the beginning of Outlast, the real game, you get an email from someone in the facility who's telling you about like all these crazy experiments and how he needs like people to come, how like he wants someone to expose their crazy evilness.
Oh, I thought that was going a very different direction. I was imagining it was an email and it was like, I need more people for my crazy experiments.
No,
Come on down.
I like how Weird Al's doing that.
Is that what that sounded like?
Pretty much.
I'm very pleased then.
But no. So you play as the guy who wrote that email. Like as soon as he writes the email, like all the dudes, like all the major corporate guys in security, like catch him and they decide to start doing experiments on him and stuff. And he eventually escapes because the facility explodes. But it's actually like happening at the same time as the other game's happening, which is a cool idea. And because it's a DLC, for whatever reason, they really, really don't hold back with what they do in the game. Because listen, the game's all jump scares. That's fine or whatever. And there's a lot of disturbing environments. But, like, I was never that scared watching it. I'm sure I would have been more scared playing it. But, like, there's some disturbing imagery. But I was never like, I can't believe this. You know? Like,
I can't believe you've done this.
The most brutal thing, which is definitely really brutal, was that because they don't hold back at all. You are taken by this one inmate who's like has control of this one sector, apparently. And he like is trying to make a perfect bride for himself by, ripping up bodies and turning them into ladies.
Dude, why is that always the thing?
Dude,
I can think of
of
3 games where that has happened. Right off the top of my head.
Name one.
It happened in Dragon Age 2.
Really?
Yeah, it totally did.
Okay, name 2.
And it was super stupid then. It happened in that Haunting Grounds game.
Yeah, it totally did.
Yeah.
But he wanted to do it by in this game he wanted to do it by taking male inmates and like ripping them up and like giving them sex changes or whatever. And so that's like the most disturbing part.
I already feel like you're doing something wrong then if you're starting with dudes to make the perfect bride,
No, that's the other weird thing.
Just start with women.
No, that's the weird thing about this game. It's probably explained in some notes somewhere. But there's actually, it's not just a male-only asylum. There's a male ward and a female ward. And not only are you never shown the female ward or can go to it, but there's like a copious amount of male nudity in this game. Like all the time. Like, I get they were trying to be like disturbing in the imagery, but like, why couldn't the opposite also be disturbing? Like, there's always these like naked dudes who are following you around, and that's disturbing, obviously. But why wouldn't the opposite be disturbing too? Is it because only dongs are creepy? Is that how this works?
Because nobody likes dongs. Everyone knows that.
I guess it's stupid,
dude. Nobody likes dongs.
But like, it's just weird because then there's like it just doesn't. I'm sure it's explained in some note that's never revealed or something, but. Anyway, so the most disturbing scene in the game is when you are strapped to a table and there's a buzzsaw going to your junk. and like you're gonna get some amateur stuff, amateur sex change, and you're like, that's pretty disturbing. But even then, I wasn't like, I can't believe they're doing this. Like all the comments on the YouTube were like, this game's effed up. Whoever made this game's a sick freak. And I'm like, really, dudes? This has been done like a horror movie 1,000,000 times. It's like not even that big of a deal.
It does really just sound like the gaming equivalent of a Saw movie.
Kind of. Like,
yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff like that, and like it didn't really like like the running away parts, the jump scares, they're all scary and stuff. But like people are like, Outlast is the scariest and most disturbing thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like there's like some of the concepts in Fallout are more disturbing.
Yeah, right.
Which is the weird part.
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, here's the deal. One of the movie reviewers that I like talks about this a little bit on a lot of the stuff. He's like, I like
Mr. Siskel Ebert.
Mr. Siskel Ebert. No, he's one of the guys from Half the Bag. He talks about like, I like being scared. I don't like just like gore for the sake of gore. Because like some of the stuff in Fallout is scary because like there's a little bit more thought that goes behind it. Because you have one of the vaults like remember the vault that has the violin in it? It's like, oh, well, we pumped, nerve-calming gases into the air to calm the populace. But then everyone went fucking crazy, and nobody knew why, and they just heard all these crazy sounds, and it drove them all nuts.
Like that would have been, like, here's the deal. I know I said before, but, like, if that was something that kind of went on in Outlast, like, if your reality wasn't really your reality, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like, if you were slowly going crazy and you thought all this stuff was real and it wasn't, that would have been a cool twist. Everyone would have saw it coming, but it would have been better. You know what I mean? But like, there's those kind of concepts, while not shown as explicitly or grotesquely, are definitely scarier than some of the stuff in Outlast. Because like, because at the end of the day, I was just like, okay, well, why didn't you just try this thing instead of doing this nonsense? Because like, all your objectives in Outlast are stupid. Like, your objective will be like, oh, I heard we can use a shortwave radio to call the police, so we're going to the shortwave radio. Where your objective should be, I'm getting out of this insane asylum because there's windows that I could jump out of.
Yeah, because like, and the thing that he was talking about, which I totally agree with, like 100%, is that there's, if you have gore in a video or in a video game or like a movie or something, like that's not really scary. It's like gross maybe, but like you know it's fake. Like you look at it, you're like, oh, somebody's pretending to get cut up on a thing. I know this isn't happening. But like,
it also it's disturbing for disturbing's sake.
It's not even. Sometimes it's not even disturbing. Sometimes it's just like, oh, here's the thing.
That's true.
But like when something like can really get into your head and like really like stick with you long afterwards. Because like when I was a kid and I would make the horrible mistake of watching a scary movie or something, like with my brother or whatever, the things that stuck with me weren't like the gross out, scenes where people were getting, stabbed or shot or burned to death or whatever. The stuff that always stuck with me was just like, what if my brother was possessed by Satan? That would sure be bad. Oh, he's also sleeping in the same room as I am. This is what if he's possessed by Satan?
Yeah,
why?
That like the thing is, maybe because it's so explicitly shown in Outlast, it's less scary than if a lot of things were implied.
Yeah.
Because like I watched somebody play through Silent Hill, and that game was way scarier. I watched recently. Game Grumps has been doing Dread Out, which is a game about it's an Indonesian horror game where you're in like this abandoned town in Indonesia.
That's
and
cool.
Like one of the reasons it's so scary is because one, there are very few there's virtually no gore, there's virtually no enemies, but like the enemies that are there are so like subtle and like just not in your face that when you actually do encounter them, it's terrifying.
Dude, that's the that's really good scary. The best kind of scary are things that are just the teensiest bit off. And like you can't really tell why. You don't really know what's going on, but like you can tell that there's something wrong around you. Those are always the scariest things for me.
Like it's even like there's graffiti in Indonesian language, which I guess is Tagalog. That's wrong. Whatever language they speak in Indonesia.
Okay.
But like there's like graffiti in that looks scary and you can't read it, and you're like it just adds more because it's in your imagination what it might be.
Yeah.
It's just
that's why like some of the Tim and Eric sketches are like actually really scary because like They're just things that are just like they're like just off. They're not normal.
That's
and like it's obvious that they're not normal, but that makes them weird and it makes them scary and it makes them unsettling.
That's like what like a lot of people might be like laughing right there at what you just said, but like that's like 100% true. Guys, I would advise you. There's actually like some Tim and Eric shorts they do that are not part of their show. I forget what the one was, but the one was like there's this couple, and it's Tim and Eric playing a couple, but like they're in an abusive relationship, and like it just goes on. It's like in a documentary kind of thing, but like they eventually have a kid, and it's just a puppet. But like they go on normal life, like they just keep arguing, and everything's the same. But they just have this puppet kid, who they like will like act like is a normal kid, and then like towards the end of it, the puppet finally opens its mouth and talks, and it horrified me for like a month.
Dude, okay, because here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. Scary is easy. Unsettling is hard. It's much worse to be unsettled than scared. Because scared goes away pretty fast if you're like me. If you're like me, you don't stay scared. But when things are unsettling, it'll keep you like shaken for a while, you know?
But here's what I'm wondering.
Okay.
The thing is, we've played a lot of really unsettling games. Like, here's the deal. I mentioned before BioShock's Burial at Sea, too. A lot of stuff there was unsettling just because of how violent and, like, how, par for the course the violence was. Like, this violence is going to happen. That's just what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And, like, that's unsettling because that's just how they want it to be. But maybe horror games being the key word here, they're always geared more towards the small scares because you want to be able to turn the game off and be done with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's maybe more for the small... Like, I don't know if people are making horror games that are meant to really stick with you the way maybe a book or a movie is. You know what I mean?
Well, because think about the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. That's unsettling as fuck.
Yeah, that one stays with you.
When Campbell is calling you and he's all like, Ryan, what happened when I got abducted by aliens? Blah, 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 blah.
Because it's not said, but you're free to imagine it.
Yeah,
what might be going on.
You're trying to figure out outside of the game what's going on and like why he's talking like that.
Like the consequences not explicitly told to you are the scarier part.
Exactly.
Which is not something that I saw in Outlast because like everything in your game, everything that was scary in your game is happening inside your game. At the end of Whistleblower, there's some talk about how like if you upload the film data that you got from actually recording all this stuff and you actually like release the information that would ruin this company's image because they're actually having scary people, that like this company is going to come after your family and they're going to make they're going to make the lives of everyone you love into a terrible thing. And you're like, man, I don't care about that. Because you have a choice, you have a moral choice at the end there, which is either you can upload it or choose not to upload it.
Right.
Like to save your family. But the thing is like, everything you know from the game and the game's world is inside that asylum, and you're like, okay, so the only person I knew who were in charge of this place were all in the asylum, and they're all dead. So I don't know who's coming after me. I've never seen any of my family, so I have absolutely no connection to them, nor do I have any, like, reason to think about them in, like, a consequence sense. So, like, it's all just whatever. Like, it's just so... It's, like, there but not there. I don't know. It just doesn't make me think that hard about it. It's, like, too condensed, and it's too not... It doesn't stick with you for that reason, I think. I don't know, like, I want more there. Like, if I was playing it, yes, I would yell and I would scream and I'd be like, ah! But I wouldn't be like... I wouldn't be like... But here's the deal. Today, I finished watching the series and I was scared. And then I turned off the YouTube and I was about to go take a shower or whatever when I heard out my window screaming. I was like, what on earth is this yelling and screaming and this terrible noise I've never heard before? And what did I do? I didn't run and be scared and think, oh no, Outlast is at my door. I quick ran outside and saw that my cat was fighting some other cat.
Outlast found me. They found me.
Like, it didn't stick with me at all. Like, I wasn't scared there's going to be a crazy guy outside. I was like, I'm going to see what this is and I'm going to help out. Because, like, it didn't stick with me at all. It's just not there. It's too isolated of a thing. That's like, it's not affecting me as a person. It's affecting my character only.
Yeah.
Which maybe I'm overthinking it, but, like, I think games like Eternal Darkness where, like, things were done explicitly to you as a player and your character, it kind of makes them more of a rememberable experience. Rememberable is what I said.
It's very rememberable.
Ugh, I can't even say words. I don't know why. I feel like I really do enjoy horror stuff, but I could never watch it or do it firsthand. I'm like a backseat driver when it comes to horror.
That's fair.
Guys, I bet you a lot of you dudes are backseat podcasters too.
Probably.
You probably sit there on your ivory towers and say, I could do it better than the Sons. Or maybe you think, the Sons probably nailed it this episode. But you know what? We'll never know that unless you write us an email.
That's very important that you write us emails and tell us how great we're doing or how bad we're doing.
Oh, guys, I actually meant to mention this earlier, and I forgot. There's actually something we want to do for our 100th episode extravaganza. So if you want to be part of the show,
Extravaganza.
which is it's too soon, it's next week. If you want to be part of the show, please send us an email. If you want to be part of the show and you have a microphone or a webcam, that's fine. Email us and we'll tell you what to do, because we don't need that much of your time, but just let us know if we want to do a bit. It involves you. It'd be great. Just saying. I should have mentioned that 100 times. I should have hit that 1,000 times.
It's okay.
Anyway,
you hit it real hard right there, so that's good.
I'm going to hit it again somewhere else too.
Nice.
But guys, do that. Rate us on iTunes. We love those.
We love also YouTube video comments.
Guys, here's the deal. We love you.
It's true. That's no lie. That's no lie.
Listen, here's what I was thinking about the other day. This is going to be a bit of a wank. But there are people who subscribe to us on YouTube who, like, literally, we are a part of their lives every single day.
It's true.
Like, they come home and they're like, I'm going to watch whatever the Sons put out today. And, like, that's every day. Like, for 2 years, they could go home and they are, like, excited for what we put out. Isn't that neat?
Dude, it's such like a... It's something I never thought was going to happen, you know? Like, I never imagined that we were going to be at that point, you know?
It's weird. There's a lot of people who just, they go home and then they're done with work. But we have people who care about us.
It's true.
And we love you for it, even if you don't put iTunes reviews, though we want you to.
Especially if you don't do that, because most of you don't.
That's true.
That's how we know.
Guys, we have a Twitch. We probably won't be doing anything on there for a while. I might be doing some individual stuff on there in the near future.
Dude, we might be doing stuff soon.
You think so?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But Twitch, you know where it is. Just look for SonsOfVidya.twitch.tv. We have so many ways to reach out and touch you, you know?
It's very true. We do.
But do you want to be touched by us right now?
Because we could do that.
Could we do that?
We could do that right now. With just a taste, just a touch, just a tip of some Sons speed reviews. Tom, this is the top 10 video games powered by the Unreal Engine. Number 10, Nerf Arena Blast.
Nerf Arena Blast is what I dreamed about every day in kindergarten, but never came true until this game came out. 10 out of 10. Disney's Brother Bear.
This is the game about Walt Disney's turbulent relationship with his gay brother Bear, and the wacky adventures that they go on. 10 out of 10. Number 8, Dr. Brain Action Reaction.
Dr. Brain Action Reaction is an educational adventure series from Sierra. That actually sounds pretty good. 10 out of 10. XCOM Enforcer.
This isn't the one I played. 0 out of 10. Number 6, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Star Trek: The Next Generation: Klingon Honor Guard / Star Trek: Deep Space Nine: The Fallen.
Star Trek, 10 out of 10. Rune.
This game ruined my weekend. 10 out of 10. Number 4, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone / the Chamber of Secrets.
This is a game where you can play Quidditch, which is probably pretty fun because you're on a broomstick and flying around, potting all over the place and grabbing that golden snitch or whatever. They get stitches. 10 out of 10. The Wheel of Time.
This game is a unique game because it's just about clocks and watches. So it gets a 7 out of 10.
That'd be awesome.
Number 2, Clive Barker's Undying.
Clive Barker's Jericho by Jericho Clive Barker is a game about Jericho, 941, so it gets a 9 out of 41, 10 out of 10. Deus Ex.
Deus Ex Human Revolution is an awesome game, and I love it quite a lot. 10 out of 10.
We did it.
Guys, we did it again.
We'll see you next week.
Next week, guys.